Hello, this is Theme House MET, and this is our embedded project. We're implementing Smart Classroom, where the classroom operates in two modes, standard mode and the exam mode. In the standard mode, the locations of the desks, the free locations and the occupied locations are clearly indicated. Also, regions of the classroom are lighted according to whether students exist here or not. In the exam mode, the start time and the end time are entered through this keypad by the instructor, and a buzzer indicates clearly the end time of the exam has been reached. So I will start explaining my part. I worked on the LCD here. Okay, so we used a potentiometer, and it's used to change the brightness of the LCD, as you can see here and here. Okay, now as you can see in the standard mode, the LCD is used to print the number of free desks and the number of the students included. In the exam mode, however, it's used to print the remaining time of the exam. But however, my student here who implemented the keypad will show you that. We used some functions from the Liquid Crystal library. We used .begin. This is used to set the number of columns and rows in the LCD. Also, we used setCursor. setCursor is used to set the cursor where you want to start printing, and then .print, where you include the string that you want to print on the LCD, and also .clear, which is used to clear the LCD, and that's pretty much the LCD.
To avoid certain problems that happens in every classroom, which is when a student comes late to the class and is trying to find an empty seat, it makes a lot of confusion to his teacher and his fellow colleagues. This problem happens a lot in every classroom, and we are trying to figure out how to solve it with the use of some ultrasonic sensors and LEDs. The idea is basically a matrix of seats which is empty or occupied. Whenever a student comes to the class and sits in his seat, he goes to the ultrasonic sensors catch his body, and then the LEDs goes down. The turned off LEDs means that this seat is is occupied, and the turned on means that the seat is empty. Here, let's try it together. This the LED. Another one, and another one, this one, and finally this one. Different colors of lights for every seat. We made it like the traffic lights for some fun in the project, but any other colors will do the job. The main idea was to be simple, so it can be done in any classroom without a big hassle of electronics and a lot of wires. The ultrasonic sensors detect the distance between the sensor and the nearest object. If it's less than a certain distance, the light goes off. And that's why the idea is simple. And the ultrasonic sensor should be kept apart from each other, so they don't interfere with their sensor detections.
The ultrasonic sensor works simply by connecting its 4 pins to one to the VCC and one to the ground. The other two connected to the board, one to send a pulse and the other to receive it. and we wait to calculate the duration, the pulse take to be received in the echo. Then we calculate the distance using this duration. The LED here turns off, so the student can know that this seat is occupied.
Be implemented so that the teacher, the instructor had to enter the start time and the end time of the exam. So we use the keypad to do this function. The keypad is 4 bits for the rows and 4 bits for the columns. In the code, the 4 bits here, we use simple color coding. The blues are for the rows and the white are for the columns. They are connected to certain pins in the Arduino board. And in the code, we specified which pins are for the rows and which pins are for the columns. The code then detects which button, and we design a 4x4 matrix to specify in which row and what is the row and column for each number. So when this key is pressed, it can be detected by the board. And on the screen, whenever we enter a number, it appears on the digital screen. And we use the B for the backspace if the instructor did any mistake while entering the time. And A for the exit to be sure that he entered the correct time. And for the end time, the same thing was done. And I think that's everything. That's everything for the keypad. The code itself is very simple. We use the library that maps the matrix that we did to the pins on the Arduino board. And there was a certain function that whenever we wanted to get a key from the user, it waited for the key to be pressed by the get key function. And I think that's everything for the keypad.
How the rest of the test phase functions. First, we use a library called timelib that synchronizes the Arduino with the current time. We send a message to Arduino so that Arduino knows what time it is now. In this example, the time currently is 8 hours and 17 minutes. So we're going to enter a start time of 8 and 18 and an end time of 8 and 19. The LCD shows a message that specifies what the start time is. Now there are only 10 seconds remaining until the end time. When the end time arrives, a buzzer is supposed to go off to notify the students that the exam time is over. After the exam is done, we can press the switch to return again to the normal mode. Thank you.